weekday mornings at 6, right before Mike Gallagher at 9.
Having the nerve to catch him. But anyway, he could give Garrett some advice. Word came out today that Myles Garrett, at his hearing yesterday at the NFL offices where he was appealing his suspension, that he said that Mason Rudolph, the Steelers quarterback, used a racial guessing the N-word when they were on the ground rolling around after Garrett had sacked Rudolph last Thursday night in the game in Cleveland. And Garrett apparently is saying that's why he bopped Rudolph on the head with his own helmet. Now, I took some heat for writing a column over the weekend saying that Rudolph got off a little too easy when he wasn't suspended. He just got fined, Rudolph did. And I thought that the indefinite suspension for Garrett, which was probably going to be and maybe still is, $1 million. Spend him, but I thought that was a little. Because Garrett not actually a crime, but you know what I mean. And that goes way beyond sports because it is. But coming up in our second half hour, we are going to have Wilfred Reilly. Garrett is lying about this. It's worse than swinging. Talked about what happened, and I have saying the right things and standing up for it.
The bottom line. Keep my composure in those situations.
If he had said something, he had a written be $1 million. Down there for a couple of different publications. And weep for eternity. We are going posing as a local company offering a quick fix to desperate homeowners. If you've had damage to your roof, windows,
on Pittsburgh's north
does is that partnering with places like the community college, we're taking our work with UPMC or Google or Amazon or these other places, and so it provides
and their comeback story to become a monthly partner or make
are gone. I feel like my son.
Calls to your home telephone number. Get started blocking sales calls today. That's ouroldnumber.com. Ouroldnumber.com. You'll be glad you did.
The John Steigerwald Show, AM 50. The
the story in her tweet said, if this is true, I want to lock myself in the bathroom and Washington was all that masculine. So the survey Paris was the I got a feeling that, you know, if you're going to measure a feminine city, categories, foods, beverages, activities, cities, to see what consumers view as masculine or feminine, they pulled a survey pulled wide-ranging categories, including all those things, but the results revealed cures as the most feminine. Both women and men the people surveyed in D.C. this survey right now, and it's I was when I went to print it, it said we look at things that are on the list, and this is On a scale of 1 to 10, what about guns? So you would imagine Ellie on the phone right now. Ellie, thanks for being here. The survey was about, and I mentioned that the tweet that when you linked to the story, this the results of this survey a little disturbing.
So
Wow.
if that survey was reflective of the
You're from Baltimore, I think you said, when we. So. Person detect a general lack of masculinity, especially
well, who work in media, a lot of younger people, but there's a lot of ego. To me, masculinity is, being feminist points, but actually, making a woman feel good. And certainly some of the younger men that I've met.
Well, I had just said yesterday, but I said that I can't, I think I said it on the radio, I can't make it through more than a few. And the TV happened to be on, and the preaching, the hearings were on.
In a magazine which Adam Schiff's out there for everybody's sake.
Oh.
But, yeah, no, whatever his brand of non-masculine is. Very young. A lot of people come here, they're not from here,
Right.
They're just out of college, and it's just not, especially that generation, is not masculine. Would taking care of women in their lives. It just isn't part of that culture. Seems to be. I'm 36, so I'm not. I'm
You're not a kid,
an older
yeah.
person, but I'm not a kid. I certainly know some men in my life who are masculine and who behave in a really, specific and confident way. I just don't see that in this generation, which, as I said, is a large portion of the population.
Because I've been saying for a long time that I see the feminization of men in general, and what used to be something that would, at least I used to think, a woman would not have any interest in a man who was like that. I see women who seem to be very feminine, and they're good looking and successful women, and you see them hanging out with these men who, you talk about fixing things. I mean,
not the type of, take charge. This is the city of my condo is nicer than yours.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just exactly, and it's just not something that I associate with masculinity. I'm sorry. Maybe to some people that's what it is now, but I'm an old-fashioned person, I suppose. I think that, masculinity is a very specific thing, and I just don't see it here.
Well, I can't fix anything and can't pound a nail, but I grew up in a house where my dad couldn't do that, and so I didn't have anybody to teach, because my dad was out-qualified as masculine.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm saying that very specifically. Masculinity is really more about confidence in who you are and who you are as a man. And that's what I think is really lacking. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to translate into being a handyman or, having a blue-collar job. Those are specific instances, but really what it comes down to is being a confident person who knows exactly who they are as a man and where they are in the world. That's masculinity. Whether you eat steak or fish, whatever. Right. You can do all those things and be masculine. But what it comes down to is the way that you present yourself, and that's again, but it's just lacking.
Well, that would include how you dress.
Yeah.
So that would be something that, especially as a woman looking at men walking by, you might notice it more than another man would. But how much does that play into your reaction to the Twitter, on Twitter to the piece in the Examiner? Like they're dressing kind of strange now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it kind of comes from how you present yourself. So somebody who's walking around in the middle of the day with a fedora and an ascot is probably not somebody who's got the characteristics that I'm specifically looking for in their personality.
Right.
I don't really care what people wear, but if you're presenting yourself in a certain way, then you're sending a message, a specific message, with what you're wearing. So, I don't care. I'm not going to say there's certain things that are totally out for me, although fedoras probably are on that list if there is one. But yeah, I mean, the way a man dresses is a reflection of who he is. So that's, take that for what you will.
And on a little bit more serious note here, I mean, the whole transgender upheaval that we're seeing now, and just the insanity that goes with that, you could see where that would make it more likely that men would find it comfortable to not be masculine and think that being feminine is a wonderful thing now, even though I'm not a woman.
Right. And that's the other thing. And we have, different people and different organizations telling us that a man isn't necessarily a man.
No.
Right? A man. And then he... the LGBTQ community. So really, that's not allowed.
Right.
You can't correct a woman. That's not allowed. That's and see this, and they feel threatened.
But I mean, I've been around a lot longer than you have, but it's attractive to women. So I'm wondering, the women that maybe the younger ones, not necessarily in their mid-30s, but maybe in their mid-20s to late 20s. What you perceive to be kind of the feminization of men in D.C.
For years now, been telling them they're supposed to accept. I guess this is a harsh phrase, but them and sensitive politics and I think in reality, and again, I'm not them, when they actually are in relationships with these people, there's probably right now. And I think it's a lot to do with really getting married and settling down because
idea, women still are choice of being able to stay home and be a mother because they need somebody to go out and they're going to do that.
Right. You're sort of intended to do, right?
Right.
We're supposed to raise babies, but I do want that. So not be provided for and have a man, win the bread for the family.
I'm out of time.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Began.
Testimony was heard today from former White House advisor Fiona Hill and
Well, I have my 95. Go to refactor.com.
Trade pros. Now, say, Alexa, play The Answer Pittsburgh to get your favorite conservative talk station without lifting a finger. Look, Ma, no hands. So, Alexa, what's your favorite station?
That's easy. AM 1250, The Answer.
Hey, Pittsburgh, this is John Chilka for my good friends at Calusi Chevrolet. All month long, the team at Calusi is having a Black Friday sales event. So right now, you can lease a 2020 Chevy Trax for as low as $159 per month. This is a 39-month, 30,000-mile lease with $24.99 plus tax at registration due at signing. Must qualify with a current lease. Check them out at Calusi.com. Find new roads at Calusi Chevrolet.
The day after Thanksgiving, feed your soul. Join Amen to Action as we come together for the third year to sing, pray, celebrate, and pack over 1 million meals of hope for the hungry. It's Friday, November 29th at the Convention Center. Doors open at 8 a.m. We think we'll break last year's record. We know it will be a lot of fun. To register for the event or make a donation, go to amentoaction.org.
This is Chris Abernethy of Abernethy and Hagerman. You don't want the government deciding or how much they will take. At Abernethy and Hagerman, estate administration is the heart and soul of our practice. We have the experience to help not only plan, but administer your estate properly, to protect your assets, taxes, and ensure
the head with his own helmet. Yesterday, Garrett said that Rudolph treated as what you might call a hoax.
Thanks for having me. Good to be on the line.
City of Chicago.
On that, I'm hate crime hoax. If your listeners with what looks like a shopping list from for malicious crime. In Chicago, the police in Chicago aren't
usually there's someone on the you know what happened. Which I've been known to do, and I well-deserved indefinite suspension. And well, my first reaction when I saw it happen was, they could throw the book at this guy. I don't care how long the suspension. Shared some blame, and he got off too easy, and the penalty for Garrett was too. I think he's saying he used a racial slur. I'm going to assume it's the N. The way to
well, I don't think universal. United States right now, we've attached a high value to victimization, which is one of the craziest things you could possibly own issues with, for example, mental health, drug addiction, something else, by claiming that someone came from be very skeptical that that occurred. If the first thing that you would mention as you went to the media. And even brain someone with a helmet. So I don't.
Been here in Pittsburgh, but I can't prove that here. But I think it's up to him to prove. young 23-year-old guy who's just starting his NFL career. Trouble. It's him.
I mean, there's a lot that's involved. To brain somebody with a helmet. And if the thing is gone in the other direction, with the helmet, that would still be a year-long suspension. It doesn't really matter what words led to a situation like that, speaking legally.
70% black to be throwing that word around on the field where any and so I couldn't believe it when that came out today, because I gave this guy credit the other day. He came out, Garrett. He said he apologized to Mason Rudolph, and somebody must have gotten to him and said, "Listen, maybe but your book is hate crime. Hoaxes, and in the course of writing your book, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to read your book, then can you just tell me what your book has found and what you
Sure.
what you talk about in your book?
Sure. So, I mean, in a sense, the pitch line that I use widely reported hate crime stories in recent history, whether you're talking about Jussie almost violently assaulted in the supermarket, this dreadlock cutting case recently. Of every locally reported hate crime fistfight in each police precinct, but even a surprising number of those turn out not to be real. Putting together the book, I initially compiled a set of 409 confirmed hate crime hoaxes from internet sources, law enforcement sources, etc., that were concentrated in the past studies that consist of more than 800 individual unique incidents. The person got 2 notes. And that's available for anyone. My name's Wilfred Reilly. That's available for anyone to look me up and email me or whatnot. But that became the book Hate Crime Hoax, which came out from Regnery this past spring.
So give me some examples of the most notable hoaxes that you came across, the ones that people would recognize as hearing about it first as a terrible news story and then finding out sometimes weeks or months later that it was all fake.
Well, at least at the national level, I'm not saying the same thing about local domestic violence cases or whatnot, but at least at the national level, most of these stories turned out to be fake. I mean, Jussie Smollett, hard to get past him. He claimed that 2 white men wearing quote-unquote patriotic ski masks, carrying a gallon bottle of bleach and a knotted rope noose, wearing Donald Trump MAGA hats, set upon him in a neighborhood of Chicago where I've actually lived that's probably 20% black, 10% LGBT. So that's one of the craziest stories out there.
At 2 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, 2 in the morning. Wasn't it found herself involved in a court case based
journalist, someone who's involved in investigating stories in a black neighborhood, and these two guys show
left-wing taboo to talk about in America. So if you actually look at media coverage, stuff about the headlines. One of the people shot by police are in fact poor example are killed by police at all if you adjust for crime rate. The entire those cases that didn't, like presentation of part of Austin. Barricade and come out and run a front page story about that. And if you've been following that, it was a whole was used to send the New Zealand today.
Yeah.
But the initial question had to be but nobody wanted to say that. Nobody wanted
feel a
lot of organizations, not really I personally think white people you even get student organization emails. I have trouble with that, and I'm afraid.
On Wilfred, and the book is Before I let you go, real quick, Seattle. I saw a piece that you wrote for the Quillette. What you found out in Seattle?
You're talking about some of the recent hate crime claims out there, too.
Yeah, like the 400% increase and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's just BS. I mean, the way you get something like that is educated audience. I mean, what the law says determines who the law prosecutes, right? So hate crimes have traditionally been you can't brutally attack a white guy, can't brutally attack a black guy, can't brutally attack a woman. And we've obviously expanded that to reflect Hispanics and so on. But Seattle has gone well beyond that. So their hate crime statute includes, for example, attacks motivated by homelessness, attacks motivated by political party. Now, this is one of the cities where Antifa and the Proud Boys get into every weekend. You know, marital status. I don't even know where that comes from. Possibly gay marriage legalized out there early. But someone punching their husband or two men fighting can be a hate crime. You're going to see more hate crimes than if hate crime actually means racial lynching. And that's what happened in Seattle. That's about 95% of it.
Wilfred, I'm out of time. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Wilfred Reilly, and his book is Hate Crime Hoax, How the Left is Selling a Fake Race War. We'll be right back. Confusing, tedious, worse than a math test. That's how most Americans describe shopping for health insurance. Yep, open enrollment is here again. You have until December 15th to choose something very expensive that you hope to never use. And if that makes you want to stick a red-hot poker in your eye, call Marley Financial. Marley has every plan available in the tri-state, but they also offer some of the most innovative solutions to tackle the high cost of health care. Heard of first dollar benefits, the most expensive part of a health plan? They're great if you visit the doctor a lot or take medications, but if you're healthy, why pay it? A catastrophic plan through Marley may be all you need. Or how about a high deductible plan you can pair with a supercharged HSA? Not all plans qualify, but Marley's do, offering double benefits to cut your out-of-pocket costs in half. Call Marley Financial today at 724-884-1496 for a custom-designed health plan with the coverage you need at a price that's right for you. 724-884-1496 or at marleyfg.com. The team at MyPillow is grateful for you this holiday season. So grateful, they have an amazing offer. Buy one, get one on their incredible sheet sets. Mike Lindell has come out with the world's most comfortable bed sheets. He finally found the best cotton in the world in a region where the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Mediterranean Sea all come together to create the ideal weather conditions for growing cotton. His new Giza Dreams bed sheets are made with this long staple cotton, and he guarantees they will be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else. The Giza Dreams sheets are available in a variety of colors, and like all of Mike's products, they come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Right now, you can buy one, get one free by calling 800-716-8087 and use promo code STAG. For a limited time, you can buy one, get one free, plus free shipping. Call 800-716-8087 or go to mypillow.com, but make sure to use the promo code STAG.
Whether you're a candidate looking to advance your career or a company looking to advance your business, Advanced Sourcing Concepts is your bridge to success. Advanced Sourcing Concepts matches highly qualified workers with highly reputable companies. Advanced Sourcing Concepts brings a high-touch approach to human resources. As a candidate, your personal recruiter works with you to find opportunities that best fit your goals. For employers, they're your private talent scout, letting you focus on business while they find the first draft picks to deepen your bench. A certified woman-owned company, Advanced Sourcing Concepts has built a strong reputation for providing top quality talent for direct hire, contract to hire, and project-based positions here at home and across the nation, and are recognized by Recruit Military as a veteran hiring leader. Visit ascpeople.com for active job postings. Then call 412-415-5090 and cross your bridge to success. 412-415-5090 at ascpeople.com.
Hi, this is Rhett Rasmussen of BestHotGrill.com. Not only do we have great grills, but also the best hot patio heaters. We are the nationwide distributor for Brome Radiant patio heaters, the very best patio heater that you can get. The Bromic heaters use the same radiant burner technology as our Solaire infrared grills, so they heat up fast and keep you warm so you can enjoy your backyard grill and outdoor living spaces into the night and all year round. Bromic heaters have stylish contemporary designs that fit perfectly in backyard and restaurant patios. We have gas and electric suit most installation needs, and a portable gas heater that directs the heat where you want it, not the bushes and walls like the mushroom heaters. For top quality performance and aesthetics, you want Bromic Radiant patio heaters and solar. Learn about
was that Rudolph Marquise Pound. This is not a minor thing. These guys get reduced with, and so it's pretty big, but also means that he will not play against the Browns a week from or Garrett. I don't care if he ever plays again after what he tried, and I was all for his sentence.
The John Steigerwald Show is a production of AM 1250, The